of it. And then Rogelio Singson became DPW. I wrote him an email. Immediately he sent some people to the area. I mean, service, yeah. And of course, we know that he uncovered a lot of anomalies in his department, and even returned some 19 billion or 17 billion pesos.
Gentlemen, we're going to have to take a short break. Gentlemen, the purpose of why we talk openly about all these issues really is to try and engage you so that you will know the other realities that not necessarily mainstream media is telling you. You have to learn to listen, watch all the different types of events and information that comes your way. Then you decide. When we come back, we'll jump into the heart of the conversation, the first 100 days, and see if we are where we should be with all the promises that were brought out during the election. Stay with us. We've got Professor Gil Santos from Lyceum on International Studies. We also have Ambassador Ray Arcilla. A topic, we've moved on. It's now the first 100 days of President Noynoy Aquino. So let's go straight to the evaluation. Kayo muna, Ambassador.
Anong marka mo?
Anong marka mo? 1 to 100. Wag na yung parang sa college, 1 to 4. Magulo pa yun. Ito na, 1 to 100.
I take a different approach. I will not quantify it.
Okay.
If you recall, the administration itself says the rating is like it should be looked at as a glass half full and not a glass half empty. My take on this, Harry, is a glass half full is still half empty.
Still 50%.
There's no getting away from that. Yeah. So okay, if you want me to give figures, then I would say 50%.
50. Professor.
Yeah. Well, I'll give him a 3 or a 75. Why? Because that's the beginning of his first 100 days, and he couldn't do any better really, because there is still no benchmarking. You still don't have any benchmark to say, okay, you made good and I'll give you 80, 85. No, not yet. That would still be a mediocre. It's a very mediocre performance.
Well, very quickly, let's summarize the first 100 days. He gets into power. He has a speech in the SONA, State of the Nation Address, and he says we have too much rice. And 3 days later, we say we need to import more rice. Okay. Then he also says that NAWASA NWSAS has issues of overcharging and whatnot. They're getting the money, but until now, no one's really been put to court or questioned. There are investigations with the Senate, and what's happened is they're all crying out loud. Every single person out of the list of 44 of those that overcharged on salaries are all fighting back, saying it's the wrong presentation of the truths that were promoted to media and to the president. Then we came up with EO number 1, which is the Truth Commission, which is, you have the Supreme Court now going against it. This government seems to be head-on with going against a co-equal branch that has been coming back. Then we have the issue of the Ombudsman, Mercedes Gutierrez. Nagbabanggaan ngayon. We have what they're saying now, maybe we have a constitutional crisis. The president didn't step in. Then we had that big fiasco, which is really not his doing. Mendoza and the Luneta siege.
Yeah.
Bungling of management. Nobody knew who's on top. Nobody took the lead role. Then we have tinamaan si Puno, who's right-hand man. For some reason, there are two people at the helm of DILG, which is problematic because people didn't realize this issue. Not to mention the three communications group that seem to say one thing and the other something else. So we have all these little things going on. Then finally the UN trip, the US, we were just saying 2.6 billion and the 400 something US dollars, which break down, hey guys, it's not really real, it's only 87. Tsaka puro conversation lang yan ng mga Amerikano para makilala sila sa Mindanao, para hindi sila tinahin ng mga rebels. Di ba, may direksyon. Then you have Coca-Cola, which is private, and the other big businessmen that went on that trip. Of course, meanwhile, it's raining, you've got the wetting. Now, mainstream media is saying magaling. But because of this problem now of the church, where he came out, which I find we can talk about that as well, the position of the church when it comes to family planning, sex education, etc., he comes out with that. Again, it's being bungled. Tinamaan ngayon siya ng church. It seems this government seems to have a propensity to go against the other forms in government. Di ba politics is plus, not minus?
Yeah, but even at that point, Harry, what I'm trying to say is, because he's still new, there's still a learning curve, you see. I'm rather being generous by saying, okay, my lowest point, my lowest grade for you, because you're just starting, is 75. However, on the 6th month, or on the 7th month, my lowest grade is going to be 65.
Bababa. Bagsak na, failing na yan.
Oo, may failing na yan. Because you're supposed to have learned after that period of time on what to do. And you're supposed to catch up. You see? And as you go along further, that's when I think we should be a little bit more picky, a little bit more detailed in our analysis.
So what should we do? Let go?
No.
Well, they gave themselves a passing grade. They're saying they're achieving all the points that kung walang mahirap, kung walang korap, walang mahirap. And he's got poverty alleviation, so he's addressing the walang mahirap, walang korap. That's why the Truth Commission, and walang korap, which is why they're trying to mainstream even the budget.
At this point, Harry, this is pasang-awa. Pasang-awa yung 75. Dahil sa...
So kulang ang ginawa niya in 100 days. Parang hindi, kung... So ano yan? Competence? Cabinet, mahina mga kabinete niya?
Hindi.
Mali ang pronouncement, mali ang direksyon?
Sa kanya babaksak yan because he's the only one with the mandate. The presidency is a very lonely position, Harry. Because he's the only one who's supposed to be responsible. Only he has the mandate.
So how do we analyze his presidency? I mean, are we in for trouble? Or give him a break? Tama naman siya, he's a good man. Which is true, I will never say that against him because he looks it. He seems to walk the talk. I mean, and he's learned how to talk. He's more of, well, he's not the tradpole that we know of, diba?
Well, as you said, Harry, in the beginning, we're not here to judge him for what he has done.
But we need a president that will be a president for the Filipinos.
Yes.
Who'll take us out of the doldrums,
okay.
Diba?
Now, how do we measure his success or lack of it during this first 100 days? You mentioned anti-poverty program. What is the main anti-poverty program that he has launched?
Well,
that is giving
money
more
to the
money
poor.
to the poor.
Yeah, it's subsidy.
Yeah. How long can you sustain that?
Yeah,
there's a saying, you don't feed them fish, you teach them to fish.
I agree with you.
How is that actually addressing the problem? You're not addressing the real problem there. Okay, generate more jobs. Yes, let's wait and see if more jobs are really generated.
If I'm not mistaken, the argument there would be because there are certain poor who cannot really wait any longer because
That's
there's
true.
poverty.
That's true.
So it's what you call the it's handing out.
Stop gap. I hope that's a step.
Yes.
I hope that is it, you know.
That was the intention, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, all right.
That was part of the campaign promise. But as far as the corruption, is he doing what is right? Tama ba ang direksyon? I mean, has he acted as the president that we require him to be?
Well, speaking of
corruption,
corruption,
he also says that he's going the right direction when as far as corruption is concerned. He also lifted up the banner, raising his hand up, that the stock market has really outperformed the last couple of years. We're now 4,200 in the index in the Philippine Stock Exchange. The floating of the peso from $1 billion, lumaki, pumasok. Hey, phenomenal, no doubt.
Yeah, but
pero problema, private sector to, no?
At saka magkakaroon ng correctional yun eh.
But is he correcting the bureaucracy, the government?
It's mainly following the Dow Jones. You know, Dow Jones is going up.
So we can't give him that.
No, I wouldn't give him that.
No, he's patting himself in the back,
what do
saying
you call that?
correct me if I'm wrong.
Is that called black money?